Ooh, that sounds good. I've missed that tag. Hey, my Fatherhood Nation, we are back with a whole new cast of dads that I am sure are going to blow your mind. And if they don't blow your mind, they are definitely going to tickle your funny bone. It is going to be a great show. And I was watching some episodes back, and it seems that we would always start the episodes with music. So I'm going to keep to the same format, except for I'm going to have different songs and we're going to take on a different type of energy. Speaking of energy, that's the name of this week's opening theme song by DT702. Keep that same energy. Here we go.
Big dog, top dog in the city. Like I'm Kenny in the envy. I'm that fake when you see me. No, keep the same energy. 2020 less wins, I took more lows. Big count in the drought, zero new deposit. No money. Bro, reached out, pull me from the bottom. Traders like Bron and Wade, only us can stop. Cause only mad, big man. All these niggas upset. Thought they was number one seed, till they lost to us who's last. Guess what's up next? I didn't need your respect. You talk humble, move humble, and vote you blessed. I'm independent, it's been away for a long minute. Made my own juice in the kitchen, don't need your permission. I am who I am, that's a given. I gifted and rapping, the ribbon was passive aggressive. I knew better, this passion progressive. And sure my endeavors, I travel, unravel my image and way that it's covered to prove I'm above the devil with all the hate. I can now relate, be not blooded all. No. Of course, I won't break if it was below. All these snakes slithering away, grass cut by dawn with a shake. Fortune in the fame, the ladder is the sun. What about we would end up right here? Became a martyr for their cause on you. Water look murky, now it's crystal clear. Left me to drown, but I swim on my fears. Living like the big dog, top dog of my city. I am like I'm Kenny in the envy. Don't act fake when you see me. Don't act fake. Same energy. Support via post, it just turn me into a ghost. Ain't no power when they limit who gon' see the most. Independent, you gon' struggle, that's just how it goes. Yeah, right. Gotta pay to run the score up, that's the cost it goes. I suppose fabricate those, then watch me go. So close, then they close the door. I do not know. I don't post even when I'm froze. Stagnant too close. I'm on post, doing all the most. Hoping to blow. Solo dolo, ayy. Been there way since I get started, taking it serious, ayy. Me and my laptop writing lyrics like the series, ayy. Season after season in my twilight zone, ayy. Home alone, ayy. What if we would end up right here? Became a martyr for their cause on you. Oh yeah. Water look murky, now it's crystal clear. It's clear. Left me to drown, but I swim through my feet. I swam. Hitting like a big dog. Top dog of my city. I'm the top dog. Like I'm Kenny in the envy. Yo, caked up. Don't act fake when you see me. Don't act fake. Same energy.
Hey.
All right.
And that is this week's selection. That is my dedication to fatherhood this week. So I've decided to take it a different route, and every week I will dedicate a song to fatherhood, and that's my song. It's like, you know what? Tell them people to keep that same energy. And without further ado, let's introduce today's cast. I can't believe they've come back for more. Hey, Michael Anthony Jackson, body, mind, and soul empowerment, big country. How you doing?
I'm all right, chocolate child. How you doing? Missed you, baby. Glad to be here with you, baby.
I am so glad that you are back, and I've learned so much since I've been away. But I am so glad that you are back to help light the way once again for this platform. How have you been? What's been up?
And on the also I've been watching. I've been watching all your little escapades and adventure, girl. You've been all over the place. You don't know grass grow under your feet. I've been doing good, man. work for a different company. Plus, I got Body, Mind, and Soul. We're getting ready to open up a facility down in my hometown called Mitch's Destiny, a sober living facility for young men and women. Well, we're going to start out with men. And we're dedicating to me and my brother. We're going to dedicate our baby brother. Other than that, just out here every day, bumping and grinding, trying to get it together, praying that the brothers get what they need when they need it.
Oh, I love hearing that. Praying that the brothers get what they need when they need it. God help us all. I think what's going to happen is we are going to be able to make a way. And if not today, tomorrow and beyond, because videos never die. They just multiply colors. Well, help me welcome the rest of the cast. We have Jeff Roberts here with us today. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hi. Hey, thanks for having me here. It's nice to be back in this circle. I'm feeling
Carolinas, down in the Carolinas.
Yes. Well, welcome to Daddy's Matter 2. It's nice to have you back. You said it's nice to be back. So,
well, I wasn't on Daddy's Matter 2. I was on a few episodes, I think, of Sauce in the City, where you totally just sidelined me, and I wasn't expecting it, you know? Like, I got kibosh. But, I mean, that's okay. That's what makes you beautiful, and that's what makes it work. So, it's... I was kind of hoping. I was a little scared, you know what I mean? I'm not scared of Mark Anthony, but I'm scared of you.
well, Michael Anthony Jackson.
Michael.
He's more scared of me than he is you, so that's a good thing. But not over here, Jeff. Over here, you reign supreme. So welcome to the show, and I cannot wait to get to the bottom of your fatherhood with you. Next up, we have Mark E. White II. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, how are you doing? How are you all doing? You got a little different take. I like to be a comedian and see the humor and everything, but I'm coming up out of Roanoke, Virginia, so not that far from Jeff right now. I love the fact that we got Mr. Anthony there. That's going to be great. And Dot down there is going to be able to provide some. But yeah, I'll give you some of my trials and tribulations. But once you start seeing the fun and everything, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. It's just a little bit different, but it's gonna be okay. It really gonna be okay. Speaking of L. Dot up in the house, how are you, my fatherhood friend?
Hello, I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
You know what? It's getting better and better. Every one of your faces that I see to represent fatherhood makes me more excited.
Yeah, it's a lot of beautiful fathers out there. I'm safe to say that. Just to kind of give a little insight, I'm L. Dot. I'm a lyrical artist, and my brand is Be a Real Life Influence for Everyone. And I'm glad to be here. This is my first time here, so let's take it easy.
Oh my God, look at the difference. He opened up like a beautiful rose. Michael Anthony Jackson, did you see that bloom right there on the stream? Did you see him bloom in front of our very eyes? Or was that just me?
I love it.
So what do you think about our new fathers that we have in the house today?
Well, it's a beautiful thing. I'm spending a couple of minutes with all three of them right now, and I love it. I love their transparency. I love the fact that they're all in, and that's where we miss a lot of brothers getting help, is because they won't allow themselves to go all in. They won't be transparent. They don't know how to keep pushing, and they give up. The slightest little pushback, they give up. And that's what I love so much about Daddy's Matters too, is that you're able to give them a platform to where they can keep pushing. When they're ready to give up, there's got that extra space. Brothers like this to come up and say, no, man, we're going to keep on. Come on, got you. So
gosh, there is no giving up. I thought you knew that. I thought you knew there is no giving up in fatherhood. There's no giving up. No, exactly. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Exactly. No matter how it turns out, you there. Somebody who's that says that, oh, you're going to be stuck to your 8 till they're 18. No, bro. You stuck to you leave this plane, and then even after you leave this plane, you're still trying to look out.
Oh my goodness. Well, Michael Anthony Jackson, I think that we have a fatherhood forum that is about to ignite social media. And you know how I always like to start things out because, on the agenda, right? You always have to start
Here
things
we
out.
go.
Here we
You
go.
always have to get to know people because, if you don't get to know them, like who are you really, doing the show with? Who are you really talking to, right? So let's get to know our fatherhood panel. And the way we're going to do that is, you know what? We're going to just start it off with dun, 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 game time. Just because I love to play the games. Fatherhood panel. But I'm going to start you guys with a really easy one. How about this? You are going to play one, you're going to cut one, and you're going to bench one out of these three amazing athletes. Okay.
Ooh.
So, Mark E. White the second, you are going
Yeah.
to play one, bench one, and cut one. Who's it gonna be?
I'm cutting Curry. I'm going to play Jordan because he's the best there is ever been. And Magic was thrown such a sidebar, but I've never seen somebody that has been thrown such a negative and recover from it.
Oh,
Magic Johnson, hands down, was probably somebody that was cut down in the prime. Cut down, let go, dismissed, push off to the side. I feel so bad for that man. But
Wes
Jordan,
Roberts. All right.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you guys. Until Mark said, I didn't even know who the fuck any of these people were.
I feel that. Thank you.
So I mean,
I'm glad I could help.
so I still don't know who the bench fan or whatever. Like, you got nothing from me. I mean, they can all play or they can all go. I don't give a fuck either way.
Michael Anthony Jackson helped school you.
I guess we the old ones, Michael.
Oh
Now,
God.
for me, I got to take my boy Mike and my boy Magic. I'm sorry, Curry, you're a great 3-pointer, you're a great hustler, but you got to go. And I'm gonna keep Magic and Jordan. Jordan gonna be my starting dude. And it's iffy, but I got to do it that way because even though Magic was throwing the curveball, he still did his thing when he there. Curry, no slight to you, bro. You cool beans, but you ain't no Jordan or no Johnson. My bad.
Oh God. Now, L. Dot, you can take the decisions or the information from your fatherhood panel because just like most of us that weren't raised by fathers, actually I was, but I'm talking about other people. You don't have to know who they are to make a decision.
No, okay, so I know who they are. It's just that I played basketball in a whole different logic. So my choices are actually going to be Michael Jordan and Stephon Curry. Reason being, you have Michael Jordan, who's actually a phenomenal player. He's the best I ever did it, the best I ever seen do it. So I want to keep that momentum there. Where as long as Steph Curry, he has the outside parameters on lock. Magic, I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but I just don't see that much.
Okay.
How old are you, youngin? How old are you?
I'm 39.
That answers it right there. That answers the
Thank you, Michael Anthony.
That answers the question right there. He's a youngin. He's a baby. You don't understand.
Woo.
Oh
So
man,
bad, man. Johnson was done so bad.
man, I just couldn't see it. I don't know.
But I understand it's a visual. It's a visual. You grew up watching Steph do his thing, Michael and Steph.
Yeah, I watched them. I didn't really see much Magic.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's roll on to this question, and maybe this will be more up your alley. Now, you have to tell your children this, okay? So, things that will fuck you up in this world: your ego, a bad circle of friends, negativity, following the crowd, being materialistic, and bad addictions. So if you had to take one of these things or got the chance and opportunity to take one of these things out of your child's world, meaning out of their reach, meaning no matter if they went on, whoever's doing that, can you stop? Whatever that is. All right. Anywho,
Okay.
yes, when I can hear it, if you can hear it, the audience can hear it. All right. So therefore, if you can take one of these things out of your child's world, meaning no matter how much they Googled, no matter how much they phoned a friend, they would never find out about this. Which one would you take out of their reach forever? How about you, Jeff?
I'm on the fence about this one. And for sure, I would put your ego being second. So, yeah, I'd go with bad addiction because that'll lead you to ego problems, following the sheep, like so many other problems. Every other comes after the bad addiction. So that's where
okay, very nice answer, and I love the explanation. How about you, Michael Anthony Jackson? If you could take one of these things out of your children's viewpoint or world, which one would it be?
Man, y'all got to follow me for a second because I'm gonna take care of the 1, 2, 3, number 4. Is that the one that sheep following? Yeah, following the crowd. Yeah. See, because in my belief is if I take away following the crowd, then that gives my child an opportunity to think for themselves. There's no outside influences. So I don't have to worry about bad habits. I don't have to worry about ego. I don't have to worry about materialism. Because if I can get them away from that crowd, now I have them to be able to focus on what I'm trying to give to them in the right positive way.
Oh, I love it. Ooh, talk about lightning striking in more than one place. All right, L. Dot. Out of all these things, your ego, bad circle, negativity, following the crowd, being materialistic, and bad addictions, which one are you going to remove from your children's world?
So what I've actually been working on and actually is moving out of my children's world is negativity. The reason why I will remove negativity because it's kind of the umbrella for everything else to fall into place, such as ego, bad circles and stuff like that. It's negativity that started that. So I feel taking away negativity will be the leading cause of taking away everything else.
I love it. Okay, Mark E. White. Things that will fuck you up: your ego, bad circle, negativity, following the crowd, being materialistic, and bad addictions. Which one are you going to take out of the reach of your children forever and ever and ever?
I take out the ego. I've been an egotistical person. I understand generally when I say what's going on is what's going on. Once you're able to be humble, the rest just kind of falls into place. Once you can be humble and assess yourself and assess other people, they have a different life. They have a different story. They have a different path. I'm going to take out the egotistical side of it. Once you understand that there are other people that have other opinions, they have other issues, they have other things that they've struggled with. You take that ego out and know that you're not the only person at the top of the pyramid. You expect to hand down and lift the other people up. I think you start to see the rest of them, and once you understand those people, I don't think the negative's there. I don't think you're so much to be a follower anymore. Once you understand everybody, but as far as the drugs, I mean, I haven't had that problem. So I do respect the fact that you other guys have had that. I haven't had it. I haven't had the struggle with it. I still play with it, but I haven't had the struggle.
Okay. Well, very great answer. And all of you guys had very good answers. And now I'm going to challenge you, fatherhood, to come up with one answer for all 4 of you. If you can remove one of these things out of the negativity of all the children in the United States and abroad, I am going to give you guys 3 minutes to come up with one answer as a tribe.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Things that will fuck you up: your ego, bad circle, negativity, following the crowd, being materialistic, and bad addictions. So one thing to remove, and you guys have 3 minutes, clock starting now, to come up with one answer. Let's go.
Okay, so on that, Michael's defense up here, following the crowd, that's great. Like, because it is the entry level, and following and keeping up with the Joneses, which will lead to negativity, which leads to ego, which is yourself, which leads to the drug addiction, because everybody said, here, take this bag and huff it, take this, slam it, take this pipe, smoke it. Come on, join us, be one of the crowd, be cool, do what we're doing. You know what I mean? Any other input, you guys? I mean,
so I'm leaning with Mike, how he said it, because of the simple fact, when you're following, you're actually following two different roads. You can either follow the positive road or you can follow the negative road. What you have been, when you're following somebody else, you're not having that option of your own choices. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm not. The bowl is just the fun part of it. I think you realize that you're in control, and that you and those around you have had a different path. There's a way different, there's a different aspect to everything. I don't do it just in light. I mean, it's easy to do and go back forth, but I understand you guys have had problems with that. Coming out of the military, we've all had problems with it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you straight up, the ego part of it, knowing that I was too far. I used to be untouchable. I ain't gonna lie, I was untouchable. All right, we worked the DA. I was completely untouchable.
Right.
Now that we're out past that, right? What do we want? We don't want our kids to freaking feel that they're above. Once you feel you're above, athletes, you guys understand athletes, right? We're far above it.
But it's fair to assume that the ego is not always a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? The ego is not. The ego is not a bad place to live when it's not egocentrically driven. You know what I mean? It is about the ego. It is about the self.
I understand. No, I can feel you on that, Joe. I can feel you on that.
Think about it. Let's look at what we got right now. Let's look at what we got in this community and in our society right now.
Yep.
What is the one thing that is normal across the board for everyone?
Trend following.
Transgender.
Mark just
transgender. Wait, come on now.
I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
Mark just said it. Everybody smokes weed. So how do you tell a child that smoking weed is wrong when everybody they encounter 9 times out of 10 smokes?
It's a new thing.
That's
in Virginia.
Yeah.
It's a new thing in Virginia.
We've got to be able to get our children to see things from a light where we can give them perspective that they will respect and listen to. Because we have to remember, after they talk to us, they go talk to him.
No, they all
They're gonna find out. They're gonna find other opinions.
Exactly.
There's evildoers in all of this.
And if we're not telling them what they want to hear, this will.
This does tell you what you want to hear.
So what are we going to agree on? Across the board, the 6 ones, what are we going to agree on? Let's throw addictions out the window, though.
All right.
Okay. No. Throw addictions out the window. I was only saying that from my rose-colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
I like it. So what do we got? We got ego. We got negativity. We've got following the wrong crowd.
I honestly believe you guys on the wrong crowd are right.
Yeah, I'm with the wrong crowd.
I think Dot's right. I think you're right there, Jeff. I think you're right there, Mr. Anthony. I think the wrong crowds would, because the wrong crowd nobody wants to see success unless it's their own. So they're there to tear you down.
I mean, the wrong crowd doesn't necessarily mean the scumbaggy crowd that's hanging out.
Negative. No, you're right. It doesn't.
I mean, the wrong crowd could be you guys.
Could be me.
Could be anybody. That could be anybody.
Yeah.
So like, following the wrong crowd leads to negativity, leads to your ego, leads to making bad choices.
Bad search,
Because everybody's telling you, come on, smoke weed. It's cool. It doesn't affect you. It's all good. And I'm not saying whether it does or it doesn't, because, that's neither here nor there, but following the sheep I mean, I know why Mary had those bitches on lock because they're so fucking delicious. Like, I love to eat the sheep. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I could also say that when you follow, you don't really have an option to understand why you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like when I smoke marijuana and I have my reasons on why I smoke marijuana and it helps for me. It might not work for the same person, but they're not gonna have that same option to think on why it don't work for
Yeah.
But Doc, you
was that
said,
supposed to be a
I get you,
3-minute
Doc.
clock? Was that a
yeah,
3-hour
we're
clock?
down to a minute some change.
Is this a 2-hour show, a 4-hour show? I mean, that
No,
was like a
she's
3-hour
talking
clock.
about
you. No, the
You got 2
answer.
minutes to
We
figure
can't
out this
give us
answer.
2 minutes to come up with a collective answer.
So what you got?
I'm with the follow.
Follow.
Yeah, you just said it because let's be realistic. You know, my son could go out here and he get in the chess club and he hangs out with nothing but nerds. Is that a bad thing?
That's not following the wrong crowd.
Keep him
Well, no.
alive.
They're still following the sheep. I mean, what if they're all slamming dope and doing chess? I mean, that's happened. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. But it's that option to be able to say, okay, I'm following it for this reason versus just following the wrong crowd just because you want to follow the crowd.
no, but we need free thinkers that question why the fuck am I
Exactly.
following this crowd
Why
in
am
the
I
first
following
place?
Exactly.
So again, we go back
Time
to
is
if
up.
we eliminate.
Time is up. Time is up. Time is up. Matter of fact, I gave y'all an extra minute to figure this out. So now I am going to add you guys all back to the stream. And on the count of 3, I'm going to have you all say in unison the one thing that you guys are getting rid of. And then I'll ask each one of you separately how you all came to that conclusion, because everybody has a different story, right? All right. So I'm adding Mark E. White the second back, Jeff Roberts back to the stream. Welcome. Michael Anthony Jackson and L. Dot back to the stream on the count of 3, fellas. Let them know. 1, 2, 3.
Following the wrong crowd.
Following the wrong crowd. Being the sheep.
I love it. You guys are awesome. All right, Mark E. White the second. How did you guys come to this conclusion?
Well, we all jumped in, with a different perspective, but I believe at the end of the over 3 minutes or 4 minutes was the fact that you're following those followers. I mean, you're following. You don't want to follow. You want to be your own person and be able to question and judge what exactly you're hearing and make sure that you've made the right decision. And I think Dot and Michael, Anthony, as far as Jeff, everybody jumped in with that same thing. Following can lead you down into a bad area. You're not controlling. You're not in control if you're following. And if you're in control, you can make your decision.
Exactly.
Right.
I love it. All right, Jeff Roberts, how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, first, we're all being sheep and following each other right now. And so that's kind of fucked up.
Wait. You're not following each other. You are coming to one conclusion, not following each other, because all of y'all had different answers. So it would have been a clusterfuck if you guys were following each other. So anywho,
I love it.
Well, free thinking thing. But secondly, are we actually live because it says scheduled up in the corner?
That's just live.
It's
Don't
live.
worry, I got you.
Anyway, not that it matters.
I got live.
It doesn't
Nice
matter.
lion,
I
man.
got it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. I picked following a sheep because when you just follow everybody and you go along with the routine and you go along with whatever they're doing, you wind up pregnant. You wind up with drug addiction. You wind up with problems beyond reproach.
Wow.
Have to deal
Jeff,
with later.
you know what? I kept you around on my stream for a reason. Like, I knew I liked you for a reason. Good stuff. Good shit. All right, Michael Anthony Jackson. Now, you did say this at the beginning. So
Yes.
what facts did you put forward to because I wasn't listening. So
Actually, Brenda, this one was a collective because they started talking and they just said, hey, let's look at it logically. If we're following, we're going to end up doing the majority of this crap because we're not of our own mind. Jeff just said it. We're not of our own mind. We're being sheep. We're being led around by the nose. So, and we end up doing all of this. So this was fairly easy for me to understand because each one of them had such magnificent input and their logic. Like I said, as long as you're transparent and you're non-emotional in your logically thought process, this was the common answer. This was the best
I
answer.
love it. Okay, L. Dot, what swayed you to that side of the fence?
I kind of want to add on to what he just said. When we actually follow, we don't have the chance of finding out our uniqueness. After looking at everybody on the panel, everybody has some type of uniqueness that makes them them. When you follow, you don't know who you are. So that's kind of why I went with that.
Oh my gosh, you guys
That's
are
insightful.
making me proud and making me feel like this is going to work yet again. Daddy's Matter 2 was one of my highest viewed videos at 10,000 views. So I've been working my tushy off to get back to those numbers. And I think actually it's not a problem getting to the numbers. It's what am I going to show them when I get there? And you guys
Right.
present a very attractive picture of fatherhood. So thank you guys for joining me and my shenanigans in order to get to the bottom of things. Now, in this next segment, and next time, this is the pilot episode. So next time I have like pictures for all of this stuff. But in the meantime and in between time, we like to talk about the things that are front page news and things that are affecting us in the here and now. And I want to ask my fatherhood cast about a few different things, but the very first one I can say is this one. Has the cancellation of affirmative action had any bearing on your life up till this point? And let me just add a little part for fathers alone. How will you explain this to your children, right? Because all of you have children, and I'm interested to know how this is going to go down in your household. So let's start with Jeff Roberts.
Well, actually, the cancellation of affirmative action has not affected me one way or another. I mean, I personally believe that it's a tough call because people should go based on their merits alone. People should do things based on their merits alone. And since there's no color lines anymore, white privilege is gone, black, it's all not the same as it was. You know what I mean? I think that the playing fields have been leveled more so now. I mean, like tweaker is the new black, methamphetamine is the, fentanyl, like drugs are the new black. And this affirmative action thing is not really affecting me like too much. So
Okay. So what will you tell your children? Because it will affect them.
Hey, you gotta get your chops up. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't just you gotta get your chops up, kid. Like if you want to be better and do better, but not based on the merit of your skin color or just how I view it. Maybe that's coming through my looking through my eyes in it. You know what I mean? It's never really affected me, having not had to worry about having a job where that is, where that's the case, or going to school where that's the case. So,
okay. I love it. In this platform, it takes all ideals, whether I want to see it through your eyes, whatever that looks like. I can't tell you what it looks like through your eyes. A, I'm not a father. B, I'm not, a middle-aged white guy. So therefore, I need to see it. And I think, I know, darn. America and people beyond, they all need to see it how you see it. And unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've heard about this topic. So I am just curious of how it's going to be passed down to the next generation through fatherhood. Let's see what Michael Anthony Jackson has to say. What's up, Mike?
Affirmative action. Y'all know I'm an old man, and I remember in the 70s being able to apply for a job, and a white woman apply for that same job, and she get that job, and she don't know the first thing about it, simply because she was a white woman. Because when they started affirmative action, they threw that caveat in there. It was not only for minorities; they considered white women as minorities as well. If we talk about the scholastic aspect of it, let's be realistic. Even though that veil of white supremacy seems to be dissipated, it hasn't. Even though our construct says that everybody's accepted into school based on their academia, but let's be realistic. How many Black kids actually went to school on academia and not sports scholarships? So if we go back to the matter of fact of them going to school on academia, if your name is Shaquan and your name is Bob, who gets accepted first?
Bob.
Exactly.
So name your Black kids Bob.
So let's look at it like this. Affirmative action was something that should have been put in place, and it was put in place. Affirmative action is something that should stay in place. I don't care where we're at in our society. It's not a negative. It's actually a positive for low-income, impoverished individuals being able to have a chance through academia to get into school, not based upon how much money they got, what their color is, but what their merit is. Go ahead.
So what happens when?
We'll have time for We'll have time. Nope. We'll have time for answers after everybody goes, or else we'll be here kind of, we're going to have a forum on that.
4 or 5 hours.
All right. Michael Anthony Jackson, thank you for that. And next up, we have Mark E. White. What say you?
Okay. So, listen, the cancellation of affirmative action obviously does nothing to me because I have white, what is it? I don't know what the hell y'all call white something, not supremacy.
Privilege.
Privilege. There you go. So just a little bit about me, man. My ass ended up in the army in the damn desert fighting the damn war I didn't want to be in. And I had to do that because I got in a little bit of trouble as well. But as far as affirmative action, so it's so easy to figure out. I mean, all these companies have to obviously align themselves with the IRS. So the tax agencies are there. They can find out who they have working for them. The way I look at this is, and I ran my operation so different than this place, but so if someone comes up and I got like 50 white guys working for me, no Black guys, and I have a Black guy comes up and he, on the next candidate looks just as good as the white guy, my tendency would say, well, I don't want the Black guy because I don't want all the problems. I'm just gonna hire the white guy. I don't have to worry about the whole Black guy thing. So I'm still, I got all my white guys in there. But if you're sitting there of that nature, if you're all white, we used to have a diversity count at the company I was from, and they would run. I never really did. I honest to goodness, I grew up in Seneca Falls, New York. I know I'm from Dayton, Ohio, but I grew up in Seneca Falls, New York, home of the Women's Suffrage Act, women coming into the right to vote. It's white women, I guess, is the right to vote. I'm not sure Black women had the right to vote, but so we, we're looking at it from a whole different standpoint from my walk of life. I would say it's going to have an impact if we lose sight of why it was created. Why it was created is because, yes, they didn't want to hire the person named Makisha or LaQuisha or, Dante or Delante or Antoine. All those names, you didn't even give them an interview. You simply just passed it by. Right? We're not ignorant of that. We know that happens.
Just passed it on by, huh? Well,
Exactly.
You know what? That's a good look on the inside, Michael Anthony Jackson and LDOT, looking on the other side of the coin and looking to understand the different, viewpoints and the different points of view, because we all have a different look at what happened. So how about you, LDOT? Has the cancellation of affirmative action had any bearing on your life up till this point?
It really hasn't had any major impact, but passing it down to my kids, I do let them know that it still exists. So that way that they're well prepared for if it was to ever happen to them. I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but it's happened way long ago to where I kind of dismissed it out of my own vocabulary. So when it comes to my kids, I just prepared them that there are people, situations, and other lives out there that actually honors it. You know what I mean? And it's still out there. So I just prepared them for that.
Okay, I'm digging it. It sounds like you guys' perspectives all range from a variation, and Jeff Roberts wanted to ask some questions. And so I will
Well,
give you guys another 3-minute panel just to go a little bit deeper into this subject matter because you guys need less of me and more time to talk. So microphones on, 3 minutes starts now. Let's go.
well, okay. So, like I was saying, is I mean, I work in the construction industry and the building industry. So, I mean, honestly, it's coming out of Los Angeles doing that. It's all Mexicans that and South Americans.
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second, Jeff Roberts. Um, uh, if you can hear it, the audience can hear it. So go ahead and let's all practice muting our mics. Everybody see the little mic button right there? If you're about to do something and you know it's gonna make a noise, please go ahead and mute the mic. I am a sound Nazi. Sorry. All right, let's go. Sorry, Jeff.
I had to learn how to unmute the mic. I fall on those buttons and those sheeps. You know what I mean? Bah. But anyway, so what I was saying is that being in the construction industry and being a white guy in the construction industry, affirmative action hasn't really affected me too much because I'd always hire the brown guy anyway, right off the bat. Like if I see the white guy, so maybe in reverse it's working for me. So I mean, what I wanted to know earlier was how does that base on somebody that deserve to get in, but they don't get in because, say, black, white, brown, yellow, orange, purple, from anywhere, they don't get into school and academia because the school has a quota to fill, quote unquote, say Harvard. You know what I'm saying? They have to allow so many people in.
Right. Well, and you're correct. They do. But that quota states that under affirmative action, each institution has to allow X amount of minorities to enter school. Doesn't say anything about the academia aspect. That academia aspect is a criteria for the affirmative action, but they had to let so many in under affirmative action. Now, outside of affirmative action, let's be realistic. The majority of Caucasians that attend Harvard, Yale, Stanford, they can afford to go there.
Yeah, I'm not lying. They can.
They can afford to go there. They don't need the affirmative action. They don't need 9 times out of 10. Pedro ain't getting into Stanford unless he's got a letter of recommendation from the president, the governor, the aliens, Chocolate Child, and the gator that sleeps down up under the bridge.
No, but
So
just saying,
if you look at affirmative action in the way that it should have been placed and it should have been dealt with throughout all these institutions all these years, there should have never been a place to where they want to bring it up and say we're not going to use it anymore, because it simply allows that child of a minority race to be able to attend that higher education based upon his scholastic ability.
Exactly. A fail-safe. It's a fail-safe, so we don't take a step back.
So you're saying we've gone back in time, is what you're saying? We've regressed.
Yeah.
We went back to zero again.
Throwing us into regression every time they sit down for counsel. They're coming up with some antiquated ideology that's going to throw us into regression. We're going back to, God forbid I get killed for this, we're going back to Jim Crow, man, to where everything is going to be subject to somebody else's thought process. And before I shut my mouth, think about it like this. Every friggin' politician we got is 60-year-old or better. We just now starting to get a brand new gang of them in the 30s and 40s. The majority of our politicians are older than Methuselah. They was running around with Moses over there when he parted the Red Sea.
Hey, I got to hand my cell phone to my daughter. I know what you're talking about. I don't know how to use that damn thing. Yep. Guys older than me are making the laws.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
Okay. We can and cannot do.
our 3 minutes. You guys are I'm gonna go back and watch this because literally every time I say 3 minutes, I run off and like get a coffee or I go outside or like because I really want it to be a surprise when I watch it the next time. So when I come back and Michael Anthony Jackson says, "Before I shut my mouth, I have no idea. I have no idea what you said." Again, I think a lot of times these spaces should be used for fatherhood discernment and your point of view without me, woman, mom, listening in. So I have no idea what was said. I hope that the people tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, I hope they were listening. Okay.
We were
But
trying.
and actually, I have so much to say on this topic, but this is not my show. So I'm going to shut the heck up and we're going to move on to the next topic. How about this one? You got to show love even when they don't. Do you agree, disagree, or have your own opinion, which may be a mix of the two? L. Dot, we're going to start with you.
Dang, I knew I was gonna get started. So, coming from a place where I show love to everybody to where um it started feeling like I wasn't showing love to myself. So it has to be balanced out. You got to be able to have give love to everybody, but have self love for yourself. So sometimes you have to be selfish. So it's kind of dependent because I see life as an ATM. You can only withdraw what you deposit. So that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Oh my God, that sounds like such a good plan and a way to go. I'm gonna steal that last line. I was
That's
ahead of
fine.
time. I'm gonna steal that one. But this sounds like a really good time for a station break. It's easy to join us on Roku. Daddies Matter 2 will be the newest addition to our 24/7 live channel. You simply access your Roku device, you download the UBSN TV app, and you search Sauced in the City, and you will find us because we're not really that hard to find. So there are all the instructions. So right now, we are in the thoroes of the question. Let me see if I can get it to appear. You got to show love even when they don't. Do you agree, disagree, or do you have your own opinion? You guys out there who are tuning in today, tomorrow, and beyond, please comment. We read all comments and we take every comment into consideration. We just heard from L. Dot, whose line I'm going to be stealing later on. I don't want to steal it like right in this. No, I'm just kidding. That makes me so look. That makes me so mad when people tell me that. But next up, Mark, it does. That's another show though. Mark, what do you think? You got to show love even when they don't. Do you agree, disagree, or do you have your own opinion, which could be a mixture of both?
To a point, you can give love, and I'm telling you, you can try and try. If you keep hitting the same wall, I don't think you have to do it anymore. I mean, you could be just non-partial either way, but I don't think you have to show it to everybody. If you start showing, and again, we talked about it on a different group, but if you get too compassionate and too hey, I'm just going to be passive, sooner you get taken advantage of. I mean, Mahatma Gandhi proved that to his death. So you don't just keep showing love. It won't, to my benefit or your benefit. I don't think it will show anything except for I guess it'd be more passiveness, but I don't think you have to give love to get love.
Okay. How about you, Jeff Roberts? You got to show love even when they don't. Do you agree, disagree, or do you have your own opinion?
No, I agree to agree with that. Everything starts and ends with love, and everything resonates with love. Love doesn't necessarily mean being passive. You know what I mean? You call it tough love or whatever, because love is so many different things. You know what I mean? You talk about an ATM machine, right? And you only deposit, you only withdraw what you can deposit. But I mean, you think ATM and I think life, and then I think ass to mouth. You know what I mean? Like that's how love gets fucked up. Like every time I hear ATM machine, I'm like, yeah, life fucked me, life fucked me, life fucked me. But once I started resonating love, dude, amazing things happen on the other side. It's amazing what happens when you can change your frequency to vibrate love. So yes, I'm all about showing love even when they're not.
Oh, okay. Michael Anthony Jackson, how about you? What say you?
Chocolate, you already know. If you've watched any of my videos, everybody knows my catchphrase is big country, I love you. There's not a darn thing you can do about it except, well, maybe love me back. And if you love me back, that's a beautiful thing. Look here, man. The agape love that God has for each and every one of us is a love that we all try to reach for. Will we ever ascend to that part of love? Probably not. But to be able to say, I love you simply because of who you are. I know who you are. You are going to do what you're going to do. That does not affect me. I'm still going to love you. I can love you without being a sucker for you. Simple as that. I see the bum on the corner. I love him. I give him $1 and somebody says, why'd you give him $1? He's just going to get high. If he gets high, that's his choice. But I know out of love, I gave him that $1. You come in my house and you sit down and you eat my food, and you drink my water, and you shower in my bathroom, and then you walk out and not give me a dime, I still love you because I know who you're capable of being. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm going to love you no matter what. I just can't have no more hate in my heart, man. I just can't do it because if we walk around with hate, we end up with what we got going on right now with this division that's happening. So we got to show love no matter what it is. Now, I'm not saying be a sucker. You're right, Mark. I'm not saying be a sucker, but let's be realistic. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar.
Oh, wow. I really love that. Like, that was deep. I felt it all the way. But you know, I always have, right? I always have felt that statement, which is, I'm going to love you no matter what. So I don't know. And it's always been one of my favorite things about you, man. This has been like a great episode. You guys are honestly and for truthfully a great way to start my career back in Daddy's Matter too. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate your candor on all of the topics. And so what I want to do, because this is our pilot episode, I kind of want to give each one of you 3 minutes, okay? And this is just so I can chop it up later if I should choose to. I want you to take 3 minutes and tell us about your fatherhood journey, okay? But 3 minutes, so time yourselves, all right? We're going to start with I can't. Okay, y'all have to decide for me because I don't know. Mark E. White, who should we start with? You have to unmute yourself and your voice will follow.
That's what that button is for.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what it was. Let's give me 2 minutes. Mine is like, you have to hit up the head. I got that old army mentality in my brain where it's discipline, live, die, listen. So that was wrong. I will have to give that back to my daughter. That was completely wrong. All right. Because anybody who's been a veteran knows that nobody should have to undergo basic training unless you're in trouble with the law.
Right? Oh, wow.
Those guys were hard. They were too crisp. They forced us into a gas chamber. There was so many things wrong with that whole thing. But yeah, stay back on the discipline. Listen to them. Listen. It can't be said enough. You got to hear what they're doing. I wish I would have listened before I reacted. You know, you're always there.
Mark, okay. Who should go first?
Oh, I thought it was me. I was thinking it was me. I thought it was me.
You can't choose you. You can't choose you.
Well,
you have to choose one of the other fathers to go first.
He said, I'm going first.
Let's see if L-Dot will go up.
Who? L-Dot? Okay, that's one for L-Dot. Jeff Roberts, who do you choose? Unmute yourself.
You're muted, bud.
No, I know. I'm going to go with L-Dot too so we get some affirmative action going.
Okay, L-Dot.
I guess I'm going to vote myself. I don't
No, you can't vote yourself.
Oh, well, I was trying to go with, I was following the crowd. Oh, let's go with Mark. I'll go with Mark first.
So we got 2 J Dot, one Mark.
Mark first, and Michael Anthony.
Said J Dot. That's an L.
That's L-Dot.
Lima, not Juliet. Lima, not Juliet.
One Mark. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in it and say Mark.
Oh,
Rock, scissors, rock,
Well,
scissors, paper.
oh no, Mark
You know what
already.
this looks like
Oh,
you're
I thought
doing?
With
we-
scissors.
Mark.
I see
Okay,
Jeff.
okay. You guys have to listen to the sound of my voice because I can't be yelling in the middle of Starbucks. All right. So actually, Mark already went. So L dot, it's up to you. 3 minutes. Let's get it.
okay. So, pretty much one thing that I kind of do with my kids is I kind of listen to what they say. And the reason being is because I never wanted to be the parent that didn't let them have a voice. I didn't want them to be, stay out of grown folks' business. The world that we're in, kind of like currently, grown folks' business is kind of like in front of their face to begin with. So my whole ordeal with my kids was just to protect them. I've always been a protector. The journey with my kids, my oldest was the main one that caught everything. She's seen the good, bad, and the ugly. She actually seen me when I was suicidal. She seen me when I was in a bad rut, psych ward, whatever the case may be, and she saw me reform. Actually listening to what she was saying during my journey of reforming, it actually helped me to get better because of the simple fact she was seeing what was hurting me and I couldn't see it. So what that entails, I always tell people to listen to what their kids are saying because they know more than what we know. And us being as old as we are and we've seen experience, we might know a lot, but there's some stuff that they see that we'll never see ever. So just take the time to listen to your kids. That's pretty much what I'm on. Other than that, I just got love for my kids whatsoever, because they are the face of this new generation. And I don't want to be the person to ever give them any bad insight than what they already want to see. That's pretty much for me.
I love it. And you know what? I'm going to finish up your 3 minutes with asking you a question since we do
Okay.
this with every new person that comes across our screen, whether you're a comedian or a father or a regular person or an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Anyway, the number one question is, did you have fun with this format?
Oh, I'm coming back. Yeah, I like this one. I like it. I like the energy, the gentlemen that are actually on there. I got a lot of insight from them. One thing I do enjoy now is life, and I'm learning to live it and understand everybody's lifestyle because we're all not the same. And having that understanding of other people, I feel like is the biggest thing we can learn in life. Instead of living in fear, we should live in curiosity. So,
Okay. So I have another question on a scale
yes.
of 1 to 10. How would you rate the Fatherhood Forum on this episode, 0 to 10?
100. And the reason why I say 100 and I max it out because it was, some that, knew each other from the previous shows. And just like myself, I didn't know anybody in here, but it was never uncomfortable. They made it to where, it was more welcoming to speak your piece, to say what you have to say, and for everybody to have an understanding that everybody father's different.
Oh, I love it. I got a little warm feeling down. Never mind. I've been hanging around comedians too long. My bad. Anyway, number 3 question. And of course you already answered it, which is you will be coming back, but
Yes.
so I have to change it. Number 3, have you ever been a part of any fatherhood platform like this one on the internet or beyond?
No, not on the internet, but I've been in actual like sit down forums with other fathers. And I can honestly say for some of them, they were kind of like rocky because of the simple fact they came in with tension. And then there were others that kind of like were just bland. Like you really didn't get no information. It was just talk versus actually hearing what everybody has to say and everybody's taking it into a perspective of understanding versus a perception of trying to win them over, So I definitely appreciate this platform and I couldn't stress that enough.
Oh my God. Well, we appreciate you being here. We
Thank you.
appreciate your support for our billboard marketing campaign, for our digital billboard marketing campaign. And you will see your sponsorship dollars grow. But most importantly, I appreciate you coming here and giving your fatherhood advice. I lost my dad in 2016, and I
Hmm.
always realized that whenever things started going wrong, I would run to my dad. Like, I'm such a
Right.
daddy girl. And right now, my life is not the best it could be.
Right.
I won't say it's a mess because God is good. You guys will have to tune in earlier to see what that was about. But I do realize that, fatherhood and daddies matter too makes me feel better. So thank
Right.
you for being a part of the platform that makes me feel better and feel like it's gonna be okay.
Well, as a father, I always want to say that fathers are needed more than what we're actually being told. And it's not necessarily for discipline; it's more for the simple fact of safe haven. And I say that in an example of my daughter. She always tells me that I'm always going to be her protector, and she knows that. So, with that being said, I always say to fathers that you don't realize how much you're not protecting when you're not there.
Oh my God, you are amazing. So before I
Thank
let you off this stream, out of Mark E. White II, Jeff Roberts, and Michael Anthony Jackson, who wins the Father of the Week award? We always give this out to one of their cousins.
Wow, all of them are amazing.
Of
Okay,
course.
so I'm going to go with Jeff. And the reason that I'm going with Jeff on this scenario and for this segment is because even with his trials and his trauma, he's still trying. And to me, that's the most pride that any father can actually relate to, because of the simple fact all we're doing is trying. We don't have the playbook. We don't have all the answers. So we're just trying to figure life as it goes on. So with him still going through his trials to this day and still standing, I give him that award.
Hey, I'm digging it. One for Jeff Roberts. I like it. Well, I have enjoyed having you, and let's say goodbye to the rest of the panel because I'll keep you up here because you're the newest to me. I'll keep you up here
Yes.
all day long, but I'm not going to do that. We're gonna say goodbye to Mark E. White. We're going to
Bye.
give you 3 minutes, Mark, to give your journey or dissertation on fatherhood and where you're at and what it looks like for you. Let's go.
I went from militant to very harsh disciplinarian to kind of waking up a little bit more, not using wake as the modern political point of it. But that hard ass stuff doesn't really matter, except builds hatred from you and your child. So as you get up, you hope they see the right reason why you did those things. But I honestly believe what I've learned from all these guys: listening, being there, that presence, and then again, as a protector, but not as a militant type, guard. I'm not a prison guard, more of a protector, and that's all I got. I don't really have more than I don't have 3 minutes of that, but you gotta love them. You're the one that made them, and they took all their learnings and teachings from you. Even if you don't think you're teaching, you are, as long as you're visible. They're understanding everything that you do, and they kind of mirror you. So if you have a bad kid, you got to kind of take a look inside and check yourself. That's all I have, Miss Brenda. You want me to keep talking? I really shouldn't have smoked throughout the whole episode. But this is a very serious matter, and I probably wasn't doing the right thing. Try to do the right thing by your kid. Try and be there. Just be there. And like Eldad said, we don't have a transcript, rules, and a playbook. Just make the right call. What you can feel in your heart, and a lot of you are going to start in the same path all of us do. That is, oh my God, that's my kid. You're way overprotective. Then you become overprotective to the point you're seen as the warden, and the warden is always fun to outwit. So if you become that strict person, then your kid's going to probably tend to steer to the other kids and get away with things and understand how to get around you on things. So Just try to be fair to each and every one of them. And don't be overprotective. If you're too overprotective and you become much more warden, you're going to be in the same boat I was for a bit. That's where they go through that period of, I hate you. I will do anything and everything to get past you. And you don't catch on to it. But it's too late. Jack, cut! 3 minutes. That's way too much. I'm all caught.
Oh, I finally tuckered somebody out. Okay.
I'm ready to take a nap. I can't keep my eyeballs open.
I'll take this last minute then to throw you a question.
Okay.
And that question would be, on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your fatherhood panel here and why?
This was this panel was awesome. I'm telling you, between Jeff, Michael Anthony, LDOT, you learn different learn different backgrounds. I'm going to give it a 10. You learn a lot about others. It's easy to come, be in that one little confined area, but if you're not asking, and I know we're always white and black, you have to understand everybody's, where they're coming from and everybody's situation. It's kind of hard. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a bad life. You got to find those type of things that you can find commonality on and hopefully learn from each other. If we don't learn from each other, we're never going to all have to be.
That's a different show with the aliens.
When I go aliens, you know to cut me off.
Yes, I do. But I cut you off with a question, and that is, you have to give out the Father of the Week award to one of your castmates.
Jeff, I cannot imagine going through what he went through. I know we all did as a Marine. He started off the wrong foot there. Hey, Jeff, don't beat yourself up. Not everybody can be an Army soldier. We get it. When in doubt, look for the little brother, and that's the Marine Corps. But you did the right thing. It was a hard struggle. I give that to you, brother. I can't imagine not being able in control of your own faculties and getting where you are. I still give Jeff my nod.
Oh, we salute you, Jeff. All right. Next up comes Michael Anthony Jackson. All right, Michael Anthony Jackson, the clock is set for 3 whole minutes. And go ahead and tell us about your journey in fatherhood and where we're at today.
I wasn't no father. Excuse me. I was a sperm donor. I left my son right after he's born. I joined the Navy, did my thing. My second son, he was born with his mother, and I didn't know nothing about him. My third son, I did the same thing. So I wasn't a father. I was a sperm donor. In the latter years, I began trying to be a father, but I did that by trying to be a friend. I throw cars and money at my kids, and that was it. There was no thing as far as time or anything of that nature. It took me a long time to get to where I actually had a conversation with my sons, all 3 of them. Now we're on good terms. I've learned that I've got to listen more so than dictate. I've learned that I need to be more compassionate than stringent. I've learned that in order for my children to be able to see something great within themselves, I got to be that myself. I've got to give them that example. Also, when we talk about our children, we have to be mindful. We have to talk about the community as well, because while you're trying to do something with your child, the community is trying to do something to your child. So you've got to be mindful of how you've got to interact with your child on all positive manners, giving them the courage to stand forth and be strong for themselves. So when it came to being a father, like I said, I was a sperm donor. Now I consider myself a father and a grandfather. And I tell all my children and my grandchildren that there's nothing that you can't do, and I'm here for you. I'll support you in every aspect. I'll sit here and I'll cry with you. I'll laugh with you. I'll eat with you, talk with you, walk with you. And never ask me to be your friend, because I can never be that. Because I'm still your daddy and I'm still your grandfather. But I am going to be the best that I can be for you on every corner. And I will take someone out. And yes, yeah, Mark, I joined the Navy. Y'all needed us to get around. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to my boys, it's a beautiful thing.
Your girlfriends.
I'll do anything to make it to where they can see the greatness within themselves, to progress positively so they can have something. I commend LDOT for the way he's doing it with his children. He's got younger children, and that's beautiful. We got to snatch it when they're young. I didn't start being a father to my children when they're in their teens, each one of them. So I commend you for that. So let's just realize that being a father is so much more than being a sperm donor. And it's so much more than them couple of dollars you can throw at that baby, because that baby needs so much more than them couple of dollars.
Woo! And that is how y'all do it. 3 minutes on the nickel. Thank you, Michael Anthony Jackson, for that. I was wondering how you were going to sum up this entire life story that you've been telling me since probably 2015, 14, or somewhere in there.
Yep.
I was wondering how you were going to get that into 3 minutes, but I thank you for being so open, honest, and transparent in your journey in fatherhood, because it's only going to help. It's only going to help. I see a lot of people, they sit in the corner and they have their secret meetings and they have their secret handshakes. And I'm like, what good is that doing? Like, that's not doing any good. And if you think that what you're saying is worth something, then you get out there on all of these modes of operandi and microphones, and you let it be known. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for sharing. Now, since you took up your whole 3 minutes, the only question I have is out of Mark E. White II, Jeff Roberts, and L. Dot, who wins your Father of the Week award?
I'm torn to pieces. I'm torn to pieces because I love the way L. Dot talks about them babies. I do. But when I listen to Jeff, man, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I'm gonna have to go with Jeff.
Oh, I love it. Well, I'm going with you, Michael Anthony Jackson, and thank you for being my classic that helped me along to introduce this forum to, I guess, forum and format to the newbies that are going to make up our class number 3. So these are the folks that will help us to make up class number 3. Shout out to you, and let's now hear from, I guess, what apparently is the week's winner in fatherhood. Hey, Jeff, you have a few things to do before we let you out of here. Congratulations on being the father of the week. So first of all, I'm going to give you 1 minute to shout out and thank the Academy, the Fatherhood Academy, that is. And then I want you to give us 3 minutes of Jeff Roberts and your journey in fatherhood. Let's go.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to all my brothers and my other fathers that are here today. Dot, you're doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? Michael, Anthony, oh my God. You know what I mean? Just the shit you're doing right now, the progression of keeping positiveness and helping out others in need and being, where you come from, you're a solid stand-up kind of guy doing what we need to do. Mark, I know where you're coming from too, man, and I appreciate everything that you do, and I appreciate everybody in here for their own collective, thoughts on everything. I know I think a little abstractly, and I thank you all for putting up with me for that. But I mean, so honored to be the father of the week. Like, I mean, I've been called a motherfucker before, but I've never really been called a father. Like, a figure, like that's pretty awesome. I really thank you guys for that. So that's my shout out to all fathers out there that are trying their best and showing up and doing what they have to do. Even if you feel like you're falling short, your ability to show up is much more important. It's not about money, it's about time. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So when they're little, they're only little for a little fucking while. They're only little for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's at. So if you can put on your big boy pants, and it took me a long time to learn that, Is that a minute yet? I don't know. But let me go into my 3 minutes about me.
Yes,
so,
please do.
As for me, and I'm sure with a lot of other people in here, I became a dad long before I was ready to become a dad. I mean, I became a father when I was still essentially a kid, and my daughter didn't ask to be born, and I've raised stepchildren, and I didn't fall in love until the day I saw my daughter born. On that day, I finally learned what real love was, and even though I fell short, even though I let her down, and even though I'm not been a great role model for her along the way, I was always there for her, no matter what. Like, pick her up on the bus when she got drunk the first time. She's 23 now. You know what I mean? She'll call me for things. Like I have this great relationship with her because I showed up for her. But as far as for children go, I mean, as Michael Anthony was saying, it takes a village to raise a child, you know, so we're all in this together. So it's not just about your children that you raise, it's about everybody's children, your friends' children. You know what I mean? It's about teaching everybody how to be a better person and how to be better productive human beings, you know? Like just fatherhood has been one of the most amazing, scary, like confusing journeys of my life. But it's also been the most rewarding, you know? And it doesn't stop when they're 18. It just keeps going and going and going and going. You know, you're never done being a father. You're never done being a grandfather. I mean, and in retrospect, I was a grandfather at like 24 by stepkids, you know, stepchildren I raised. I raised 3 stepchildren along with my own daughter, 4 plus grandkids all at the same time. I mean, all bringing them up through the streets and the hard knocks. So with that being said, thank everybody, you know, I mean, this has been an amazing time, an amazing cast of people and just a whole panel. Everybody is awesome and they all bring strengths to the table that frankly, quite frankly, you can't get anywhere else, you know, besides right here. I have yet to find it anyway. So I don't know how close I am.
I'm over here gushing and I'm on mute because I was trying not to cry as you were like saying stuff. Like you guys really pull at my heartstrings when you guys come together and form. I call it like Voltron or fatherhood. Like I just see you guys coming together with all these amazing stories and parts of the journey. And I swear to God, I think if we make enough videos, we're going to be able to put them together and find the path like a map, right? And you were the hardest nut to crack. So I'm so honored. I can't even say glad. I'm honored to see that look of relaxation on your face. Finally, the look of, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, it wasn't, you know, I mean, I'm no stranger to being, you know, online and being, you know, podcasting or live shows. So, I mean, that nervous part, it's just you that scares the shit out of me because you never know what's coming next. When you get in there with the chocolate child, you know what I mean? She's always going to throw a fucking curveball at you. You know, I mean, and this, and it
can't be real if I don't, Jeff.
You're absolutely right because you can't fake that, you know, the authenticity of it all. And that's what I liked about this panel and this group of people is that you have to be open and honest and real with yourself and with everybody else. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose of doing this, you know? It'd be totally counterproductive if we come out here and I just step away and go beat my kids. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. But yeah, I give props to everybody here, man. Everybody here has been just, man, I'm proud to get to know these guys now as we've been talking in this chat, you know, for the past week or so or 2 weeks. I'll jump in and jump out, and I wasn't sure what to expect, but like this is beyond my wildest.
Oh, well, we love you and congratulations on being the father of the week. And I hope you take that till next week and beyond that, because it definitely is kind of cool to be voted amongst your peers as that. And it is something that we take great pride in. I'm going to start getting trophies made. Again, if you guys want to support, I sent the Cash App and you guys can support all these amazing ideas because
it should be bronzed condoms.
No, that's just, you know, no, I want you guys to procreate or else the human existence is going to be jacked up. Like, we're not going to have people if y'all quit creating stuff.
Michael Anthony, you see why I don't choose your guys?
Well, I'm still young, so
I'm just saying I want to let the women out there understand, because they do say that mothers carry the power. However, we're just the conduit system, right? You guys have to give it to us before we can deliver it. There's If you guys stop wanting to give it to us, then there will be nothing that we can deliver, right? So I'm looking for a way to
Right.
make fatherhood more acceptable, and so that when fathers are told that they are going to be fathers, it'll be more of a happy occasion rather than oh shit. Because if that attitude keeps up, the population is going to be extinct. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me and sharing your fatherhood uh, hygiene stories. And like I said, it's not all bad, right? It's not all bad. And we can find the good in it. And I think this show just showed that there is good in everything, even fatherhood. Okay. So I want you guys to know that you guys had some studio audience members. And because this is my first one, I wasn't able to get to them. So I will allow you guys to say goodbye as I put them across the stream. Everybody can see the words, right?
Bye, Charlie.
Bye.
Bye, Bailey.
Hi.
I'm sorry to hear that about your father.
My deepest condolences. I'm sorry to that.
Yeah, that's.
Ooh,
I hope you're doing well today. Keep your head up.
yeah.
Hang in there.
If you ever need to talk, you can always hit my line. I lost my kid July 1st through the 13th. She was born the 1st and she died on the 13th. So I totally understand it. So
Sam Bam, thank you for the
what
night.
up, Sam?
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Only sometimes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
To be here. We're
Steven.
really glad to be
Thank
here.
you.
We're hoping that we get a lot more in here.
We coming back.
Thank you, Mr. Hickman.
Ken,
Thanks, Ken.
love doing it for you, brother.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's a beautiful thing that each of you have joined us this evening. I pray you enjoyed the time you spent with Sauce in the City, and we look forward to seeing on our next episode. If you are a father, look at the spelling. Struggling, please come to our page, Daddies Matter Too. And talk to one of the fathers. They just might be able to help, or even just give a listening ear. Big Country. I like that guy. Y'all see I like him.
That guy's dope.
he is, but he must have spelling some shit wrong in there.
Yeah, you know.
It was the vape. I saw him earlier. It was the vape. I tried to call him.
They got apps now for that.
Big dog, top dog in my city. Like I'm Kenny in the ear.
By refusing to bend on our values, we become unbreakable, solid and steady, courageous and certain, men and women of valor, worth and character. Let us build a life we are proud of. And I'm going to holler at y'all next week when we do this again, man. This is a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. See y'all next week. Thank you.
Great meeting y'all.
Great meeting you. See y'all next week, man.
Appreciate
Now, I don't even like you, Mark. I just want to tell you that before we get out of here.
That's okay, Michael Anthony. I'm going to be stalking you now. I'm stalking you from here on out. Go Army.
That's it.
Hey, nice telling everybody what kind of party games I had in my car. Secret. Anyway, let's keep this fucking party going. Put your hands together for Phil Page.
Let me get this shit out of the way so you guys can see. How y'all doing? Let me take off my damn mask. Fat Comics Lives Matter too. Hell yeah. I still wear my mask, not because of the pandemic, because that shit make me look bad. How y'all doing? Oh my God, there's a lot of white people in here. Last time I stood in front of this many white people, the event ended with the defendant please stand. Shit is crazy. Seriously. You know, it's all good. I like talking about white people. Every black man should have at least 2 white friends. One for a friend, one for an alibi. I got 3. I keep a spare. But as you see, I'm a double minority. I'm fat and I'm black. A lot of my friends don't like it when I say that shit, but I figure you can do something to fix one of them. Now, how the hell am I gonna stop being black?
Oh Lord.
But I'm a big guy. Being a big guy, dealing with big ass situations. Like, I've never been a meal I didn't like. I took a young lady out to dinner. She asked me if I wanted to share a meal. Do I really look like I ever shared a meal? That shit is real. But as a big guy, I like big women. Because I feel like we have a lot in common. I feel like we share the same literary interests. We both like reading menus. Seriously. Because reading a menu is kind of like reading a book and get a treat at the end, or is it just me? I used to have a drinking problem. I found that shit was starting to interfere with my drug problem. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I still can't remember why I stopped. But I got questions. Like, what the hell are edibles? Exactly how much weed do you have to smoke before you decide to eat your weed? That shit is real.
I know that's right.
But it's all good. Like I said, I got relationship issues. For some reason, my wife and my girlfriend don't get along at all. Seriously, are y'all a couple? You all for the night? Because you kind of remind me of my ex-wife. Sitting in the club with another man. I ran into my wife at the movies with another guy, and I was hurt, and I really didn't know what to say. I looked at my girlfriend, she said, I probably shouldn't say shit. I used to date a midget chick. It was a real short relationship. I had to break up with her ass and feel bad about it because she really used to look up to me. Seriously. Shit is crazy. You might got kids in here. I got kids. Y'all like y'all kids? I hate my damn kids. I got a 13-year-old that cussing like a sailor. I don't know where the hell he got that shit from. Seriously. My son told me he's going to run away from home. I said, why run when I can drive your ass? That shit is real, man. I don't like my kids. But anyway, that's my time. Thank you.
Phil Page, everybody. She's going Brandon Robo Ramirez. One more time for our last comic, you guys.